Hey, welcome back. It's been a long while, and finally I have some of my board games finally shipped to me, and I finally received it. There will be 2 times that I need to rearrange the table because there's way too many board games this time, and I will need to kind of put a transmission or intermission between the scenes. But anyway, let's go through some of the board games. They are more individual and it's a single box. Okay, we have quite a few here, as you can see. Let me just go from the top. And I think most of you will have realized that most of these games came from CMON though. Because there's, I don't know, I've been like, due to the CMON's 50th anniversary for Zombicide Marvel, I have kind of like looked up some of their old games and figure out whether if any of the games might be a good idea for me. So let's start with Kick-Ass. The board game is designed by Marc and John Romita Jr. The cover looks pretty comic-like, just like the Kick-Ass comic. I like both the films. The films are pretty good. They're pretty violent, and I have nothing wrong with it. I pretty like it that way as it is. Especially Hit Girl. She's kind of like, cute and vulgar and everything. But anyway, CMON is famous for their figurines, and I think this is probably one of their earlier days figurines where, this looks interesting. Can this figurine really stand with one leg? I really want to find out. But anyway, there's a lot of figurines here, and yeah, 45 miniatures actually, not figurines, called miniatures though. Yep, and the board looks pretty good. There's individual character boards for each players, all the standard tokens. Looks like this is like precursor or maybe in between some of the Zombicides, and it looks like it does inherits a lot of the way that they design the tokens. Look at the way that this looks, the money, and and all this looks pretty much like the Zombicides kind of era stuff. And as you can look, there's already 7 heroes here. I think there's one expansion for this. If I like the game, I'll hunt it down. Plenty of cards and stuff. And most importantly, I always look for this. Can it be played solo? Because due to the pandemic and a lot of things in going away is I'll be spending a lot of time on my own. It might be a good idea to get some games that you can play on your own. And here we have is Kick-Ass, the board game. The next thing, technically speaking, maybe I should have excluded Starcadia Quest, but since it's one box, well, it's actually not one box because I already had this game purchased from one of the local resellers. I got almost everything of his Kickstarter, but this is the one that I obviously don't have, and it's actually the kind of the showdown. Kind of this is like Starcadia Quest versus Arcadia Quest versus everything else, in the mashup arena thing. So I thought I might just get it for keepsake for now. I'm not sure if I want to open it, but this is designed by Eric Lang and a couple of other guys, and you can see that this is basically some maps for you to fight it out with different characters from other. So there are some figurines that are not included. Obviously, he says that you need some of the figurines from Arcadia Quest and Arcadia Quest Inferno. Well, but anyway, I don't own both of the games. I bought Starcadia Quest is because I want to avoid the whole Arcadia Quest thing. There's way too much to collect over their site. And the bags looks good, and everything. I think this is a okay expansion. It's probably not one of the most prioritized expansion for Starcadia Quest, but for complete sake, and it's really on sale, so I just got hold of it. And next, what do we have here? We have something called Wacky Races. Wacky Races, the board game, is actually I don't know if you have watched the cartoon when you're small, younger, and or if then you can't remember this, like caveman guy, this dogs that always laugh, and it's the real minister, sinister dog. Then there's a car with coffin, I think one of them, and Penelope, I think, if I didn't remember her name wrongly, and basically all the cars have different powers and everything. And this is also from CMON. And you can see this comes with the individual figurines. Not figurines, sorry, again. It's miniatures for each of the different components. And you can see that there's basically is a racing games with a lot of this miniature based stuff. It's quite miniature heavy on this game. Like it's up to 6 players and you can race along to get to the finish line. So this is like one of the first racing game beside than the Cameo that I got. Cameo is technically speaking not so much in the race but more on the betting, but I think this one will be more in the race. Let's see how many players we didn't need for this game. Is it listed? Yeah, it's somewhere here. Oh, so minimum 2. Yeah, makes sense, right? How would you race with yourself unless there's an automata? Maybe there's a solo mode somewhere on Board Game Geek. I don't know. We will find out. So this is Wacky Races, the board game, also from CMON. And now we are like down to the 4. This is almost all CMONs though. Almost all. Okay, so the next one is Ethnos. Okay, that's the best I can pronounce it, I guess. This from Spaghetti Western Games, published by CMON as usual again. A game from Paulo Mori, and the art is pretty good. The art is done by John Howie, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But look at the thing, is pretty plain, but I think the cards all looks pretty good. I've been eyeing on this game for a while. It's kind of on the sales side and going up and down between maybe $40-$50 or maybe $20-$30. So when finally I thought that it hits the zone that I'm comfortable with, I just got hold of it, and it's actually for 2 players. Yeah, obviously it looks like it's a competitive game. So there are a lot of markers, I guess, and you can see that there's a lot of cards. Oh, there are dragons in the game. No, nice, like good hint here. There's dragon. Yep, and not too much miniatures on this though. Though I'm pretty surprised this is from CMON. No miniatures. Well, it doesn't mean that all games need miniatures. Certain is with a little bit of imaginations. I mean, things just goes the way it is. Okay, maybe before we skip to a non-CMON game, let's do another CMON one from. This is the Way of the Panda. I bet if nobody would have thought this is from CMON. Anyway, this is a game by Indrio Mainini, Walter Obert, and Alberto Vendramini. Okay, I guess so. And it's published by. Oh well, this is challenge reach. Is what, Pendragon Games? Pendragon says is King Arthur's surname. So what exactly is this about? Like the panda is pretty buffed up. If from far I might have just thought these are like Ninja Turtles or something like that. And basically this one is kind of like, I guess there's a map and 2 to 4 players, plays in about an hour with 4 different fractions. They are like very nice, with all the temple pawns, like classic Chinese dolls. So it has a very, very oriental feel to this game, and I guess I was like taken in, the idea of panda, kung fu, and stuff. It looks like it's going to be a fun game. There's 36 miniatures. Yep, and I don't know too much about it. I just kind of like jump in and instead of trying to find this on CMON, I think I didn't find it listed on CMON anymore. Maybe they have like lost the license to it or something. But I think I found the official website, or was it the other way around? I can't remember. But I recall one of them was not available, and I kind of like just read it up through the. It's a pretty heavy game though. Yeah, that says a lot about the shipping though. Yep. So you can see this is like one of the heavyweight shipping, and as such, it was drastically delayed and all that. That's why it took so long before it reached me. On Her Majesty's service. Oh no, this is not Kingsman if you're thinking about it. Well, kind of, but it's not. This is from based on the world of Smog. This is from Cool Mini or Not. They used, at least they used the full name then. I think they would just print CMON nowadays. So you can tell this is a very aged and old game. Basically you're playing like the gentlemen versus the bad guys. In these games. It is not as fantastic as the other World of Smog game, but the theme and the, you know, a bit of it's kind of a steampunk like things, and then it's like the board is kind of like a bit abstract, you know, with a various objective to achieve, you know, and they have players pitting against it. So this is kind of a simple game, though. It says 60 minutes. Well, we shall see. There are bars for each of the characters, and I suppose these are the 4 characters, and these are the bad guys, or something like that. I think somewhat like that. And I don't think you play cooperatively, from my understanding. I think, oh, they are not called gentlemen. They are called they are called gentlemen though. So some of them are called agents, some of them are called gentlemen. I guess agents could be the bad guys. Yep. So anyway, here is the World of Smog on Her Majesty's service. This is a older version of the game, and then it's like there's actually a new one that's pretty fantastic, which I also got hold of. It's coming up, definitely. I like the box though. The box it gives you that, you know, the 1920s feeling, like, you know, world of Cthulhu, maybe, you know, like Lovecraft would have loved this kind of like settings. Okay, so now we come down to this. This is a Neom, Neom, creating a city of tomorrow. So basically, it's a city building game, as you can tell. It's published by Lookout Games. It has a very nice box that kind of reminds me of My City, or what's the other Japanese game? The Machikoro. Yeah, they are all like city building games with a, you know, blue background, greenish cities, high-tech cities and stuff. This is more very much tiles with 4 bricks that I think interconnects and, you know, give you different type of effects and stuff. It can be played solo though, this game, and it's about 45 minutes. So I think while may not has been my, you know, top on the list, is recommended to me by some other people from Board Game Geek. So I took their advice, took the plunge, and, you know, I hope I don't regret this. It's a nice purchase from Amazon. Yep, Amazon still have a sale on this if you're looking for it. Pretty heavy. This is designed by Paul Sotosante, and I can't tell too much from the box, other than, you know, he's probably had a big playmat, if there's a playmat. I think so. And you know, this 1, 2, 3 kind of like reminds me of you know, 7 Wonders, I think. And maybe there's 3 stages or something like that, and then there are various tokens for various resources, I guess. Probably a much simpler game than 7 Wonders. The only problem I have with 7 Wonders is that it's actually quite a heavy game to start with. By the way, there's a version called 7 Wonders Duo for 2-person, and that's really fantastic. Okay, so this is actually board games. A lot of board games actually. So so this is the first time I'm looking through it too. So, you know, enjoy with me. Okay, so this game I have played. I have owned a set already of it. I bought since this comes in the package, I thought maybe I'll get the second set. Either sell it to somebody or, you know, give it to a friend. Terminator Dark Fate is a pretty good deck building games. It's pretty simple to play, and unfortunately to say that this is so compact. Is that all the games are here inside and all full inside when you open it, and then there's a magnet box here. I think it's a magnetic thing, and then unfortunately I find that I can't sleeve this game. If I sleeve the game, there'll be no way I could store this game. So that's the only thing that's a bit sad about it. So, but anyway, this game is you know, less than $10. So it probably doesn't make sense to sleeve it. You probably want to buy a second set if you want to. It says 2 to 4, but I definitely remember playing this solo, so this is probably a good game. So it's one of those you know, like not much notice, it's an unnoticed gem to a lot of people, and the cover doesn't kind of like, you know, this is Sarah Connor, this is not even Terminator, so it's like, you know, maybe if they have Arnold Schwarzenegger on the front, you know, it might catch a little bit more attention. And what's this games? This is oh, by the way, all this comes in something called kind of like, I can't remember, it's published by as a package, so I got all of this together. It's pretty cheap. I can't remember how much it was, but it was like so cheap you can't say no to it. So this plays in 40 minutes, 2 players. This is from ALC Studio. Let me see if this is from the same studio. Maybe it's a studio bundle. Yeah, ALC Studio. So I guess this is like the ALC Studio bundle. And this is a Fortress Clan. I wonder what sort of game is this. You know, this is like a surprise box, you know, loot box to see what you get inside. The artworks looks pretty good. And I guess it's played with 2 players in 40 minutes. Probably it's a competitive game. I don't know. It looks like there's a clan leaders, clan cards. There's army fighting each other, I guess. Fast-paced strategy card game. I wonder if this match up to, you know, the LN and C, or, you know, the Creatures at War. Okay, we have another one. This looks a bit dark. I can't even know how to pronounce this because of the font. Maybe it's Ariata or something like that. This is from River House. It's a card and dice battle game. And this probably won't stay in my collection, but looks like the dice is okayish, the card is okayish. Now, yeah. Well, I can't say much. I really don't know about this game. You know, probably is comes kind of a game where, you know, you roll dice and you place cards and stuff. Actually, this is the first game from River House with the new D-Deck system. The art is pretty good, and it's like, you know, they have to play against each other, I guess. It's like 14 plus, 2 to 6 players game. Wow, fantastic. You can support 6 players. No, that's a plus. What else do we have here? We have this is Palace from Jeff Sidek. Sidek, as you can see, there is no artwork. Yes, here is there's some you know, tokens on top of tokens, I guess. Probably something unique. Some decks of cards. 2 to 4 players, age 12, 45 minutes. No, you hear the sound of that. The font is not too good because, you know, it's like overlay with this is a bit hard to read. It's a game with building a pair of towers. So it's tower building, you know, castle building. I guess so. I'll find out before if I decide to keep this. Most of these things in the box might not end up be keeper, you know. But anyway, here we have another one that looks fun, and it's called Give Me a Fresh Brain. I think I can't heard about this. This is by Sean Scott Garrity, right? Yep. Hope I didn't pronounce it. You know, in fact, I think it's so full that the box is even warped. My goodness, you know, it's like doesn't close on both sides, and they stream wrap this way. My God, talk about QC, man. This 12 plus, 2 to 6 players. The artworks looks I wouldn't call it great, but it looks okay-ish, and there's some stats on each of the cards. And, I think there are certain things you need to do, and then there's coins to be earned. So it's like it's some sort of evil doctorate. You move back to the small Eastern Europe town, grew up starting, and then, you know, build your first monster. Oh my God, I love the team though, but can't say so much about the artwork. And, you know, hey, they got this upside down. That's really bad to see. And this is the last one from the box. This is Terra Wolf. She looks kind of like a Tomb Raider. Like this is only a 2 players game for 30 minutes. This is from the ALC studio. I think the stuff from ALC seems better in this package. As you can see, this is lift up. So basically, this is a flap here that makes this box a bit fancy. I'm not sure if it's like the Terminator box where there's a magnet here. It's like you just close it with a magnet. Basically, this is like oh, by the way, this is designed by Pascal Bernard and P.O. Bournom. So it's Expedition is a card game for 2 players. The quick game appeals, sense of strategy, immerse them in the world of greatest adventures movies, you know, like Indiana Jones and stuff. Stealing ancient Egyptian treasures and stuff. So there's actually 101 cards inside here. I think this looks like it's a much bigger box than 101 cards. It's not that heavy. Let's take a look at some of the cards. Like Wrath of the Dead, Avatar of Sid, Sultan's Guard, Enchantress. You know, this team is really in. I think the immersion for this is really good. And this is actually created by Rage Joker. So I haven't heard of this game before until now. So this would be a good chance for me to like try out some of these games and see if I like it. So this is a versus series. Seems good. And okay, I will go you know, get ready for the next batch of games. And we are back with more CMON stuff. Actually, I could almost call this video is like, you know, all things new to me from CMON. So basically, let me lay these three down together since they are all in the same series. There's a sales on Miniature Market, so I got hold of this special guest box from Zombicide Black Plague, which also can be played with Green Hot. So this is 3 boxes here. The first one is from Paul Bonner. We have like awesome, I don't know, is it a gnome zombie and or gnome hero, I guess. I think the archer looks good. Okay, of course the artworks look a lot better than the miniatures. Although I kind of like shifting away from even using miniatures nowadays. Oh, he's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. He's called Chrome. Yep, and we have 3 heroes here. So this is Guinevere. But the thing is that, you know, with the app, I don't really move so much of the miniatures out. I mean, other than indicate that this is player 1. I use the app a lot more because the app has backstories. I don't know why it's not included inside the box. Okay, so anyway, this is from okay, this is hard to pronounce. Naiade. It's a special guest, so I think it's very anime style with a witch-like white hair elf and dwarf broken bone helmet. This is probably the bad guys with, you know, the skulls and everything. As you can see, it's the same kind of design with same setup, not design. As is the one evil zombie necromancer, and then we have 3 heroes. So I've not seen any of these heroes before. This third box is from Marc Simonetti. This is his own character design for Zombicide. We have probably a paladin, some kind of a mystic character, and you know, this is like the executioner. And we have archer. I don't know who's the bad guy. Oh no, all 4 of them are heroes. Yeah, doesn't make sense to have any of this that looks like a necromancer. So we have 4 miniatures, 4 ID cards. But no, seriously speaking, if you were to like just pay for 4 miniatures and 4 ID cards, don't you think it's a bit expensive for like, you know, $29-$30 for this? So I only grab hold of this when there's a good deal, but actually I don't even think I got a good deal. It's like kind of just FOMO kick in, I guess, but I should really stop doing this. But this too, I guess, is pretty justified. Blood Rage is a very, very good game, and this is the tool expansion from Blood Rage, which I think is kind of more essential to get. There's also a 5th player expansion, which I did not, because I don't think I will ever see a 5 to 6 players game anytime soon. But so this is the Gods of Asgard with you know, Thor here on the cover, as you can see. And introduced, I think, gods, of course, you know, 6 highly detailed plastics, the gods cards. So there's 6 gods added inside to this box for Blood Rage. The artworks looks a lot better than the miniatures though, but I think the miniatures are not bad. Miniatures for Blood Rage is like one of the better ones that comes from CMON. And the other one we have the Mystics of Midgard. Mystics, I guess we have 5 here, maybe the magic users. Yeah, we have 5 here, and then you can see that they all have their individual skulls, so require Blood Rage to play. So by the way, this is actually Blood Rage is one of the Eric M. Lang's first games, and I think there's a lot of criticism around, you know, the representation of the game, but it turns out to be a good game though. Yeah, it turns out, I don't think he loved the cover and things like that, but well, you can go and read all about this or watch other videos, but I think it's still a good game, and I actually deluxify it. I even built the wooden holders for it. And here, kind of like, I could summarize it with the rise of this is the rise of Moloch for the World of Smog. This is the other World of Smog game I talk about, and in one shot I got the main box, I got the Kickstarter exclusive, 2 expansion, the Baker Street set and the Embassy. So the Baker Street sets basically contains, I think, Sherlock Holmes, and there's Watson, right? It's for the Rise of Moloch, and we have their their miniatures kind of like they even steampunk armor everything. So it looks how cool this is. That may not be Sherlock Holmes. This is Sherlock Holmes, obviously, and you can see that all the artworks, with a very steampunk theme, looks kind of like the 1920s. But actually, I think this is set in the late 18s, maybe 1890s and things like that. And then we have a very fancy fonts that I think I will have trouble reading all to it. But basically, this requires the main board game, which is actually this one, which is a big set. And we have players pit against each other. One person will be playing the good guys, one person will be playing the bad guys, and they are very, very asymmetric. We have a very, very different type of experience every time you try with different characters. This is also another expansion for the Rise of Moloch. This is not designed by Eric M. Lang, by the way. So this is called the Embassy. This is from CMON as well. From Guillotine Games, which I think I have a big fan of many of their games. And you can see that this comes with a lot of some new characters. I think there's additional scenarios. I basically bought this because of the scenarios, I think. Yeah, so the other side, there's a new campaign book, right? So campaign is important because I love to have more campaigns. And then we have all the characters and all this. So this comes in a much bigger box compared to the other one as an expansion. I can't remember if both of them are same price, but I probably don't think so. But I skipped a few of the expansion because I think the price point is a bit over what I normally pay for. And then since I'm just starting to collect this, I have to start somewhere, and this is the somewhere. So this is the Victorian Adventure Games published by CMON, created by Christopher Modura and David Rakotto. And then we have very nice artwork with ladies with steampunk guns, bad guys with animal masks and stuff. And Rise of Moloch is actually a pretty highly rated game by a lot of people. And then it's not heavy, maybe heavily miniature based because it's from CMON. And we have player boards, we have maps. So basically, it's see, I'm right. It's in the 1888 in London. So basically, based on kind of Victorian age, where there's steampunk, there's also bad guys, and the bad guys like monsters and stuff. So it's a fight against them. And I think this is the type of game that I don't think is playable with solo. Maybe there's some house rule on Board Game Geek, but it's not intended for 13 years and below, and it's like 2 to 5 players, about 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Well, anyway, I really want to talk a little bit about this game, which is like, my god, do you know how long that took me? I think it's a solid 7 to 8 hours over 3 days. I haven't been playing anything else besides than the 7 continent on the so-called first mission. And it's like, I'm totally blown away by this. The game is fantastic. You may not believe it, but there's 2,000 cards inside these 2 boxes. So this is the 7 continent, the original. 7 continent, what goes up must come down. It's basically the balloon expansion with water weathers and additional scenarios and stuff like that. And it kind of like is a fantastic immersive adventure games where there's a lot of choices to take, and I think every time you play it, although it's the same the same continent, but different things will happen to you. Like first time maybe you go there, there's good seagulls for food. Second time you go there, you may get attacked by seagulls. For example, there's no real actual scenario, although it could be, but I'll just leave it as that. So you see that makes a lot of difference in the way how this game evolve, and every time you play it will be different. But unfortunately, the game is so long. The first scenario, can't remember what's the name. It's some goddess thing, and then there's a curse. I'm just doing that one curse only, and then it took me like, I think easily 7 hours. I mean, in between I took so many breaks because of my recent condition. So I have no choice. But I just kind of like on and off playing it, and then it's like basically on this table for the last 2 days where I couldn't do anything else. Okay, but anyway, that's some rambling. Anyway, this is like 7 continent. It's like fantastic game. It's the second game I think on Board Game Geek that I gave a 10 out of 10. And 10 out of 10 for the expansion as well. It's a real good expansion. So Rise of Moloch is basically this is the Arcanist Extra. I think this is Kickstarter exclusive. I'm not sure. You know Kickstarter exclusive usually don't bother designing box and stuff until recent years. But in the early days, CMON, this is how they do their Kickstarters. And then I can't tell you too much about it. It's from CMON. It's from Guillotine Games. This is like all the additional stuff. It's very, very light despite this. If I could like fit this into this, I will go ahead and do this and get rid of this stupid box. Because it really, oh yeah, I see it's but it's Kickstarter 01 doesn't mean that it's exclusive. But it's definitely a Kickstarter box. I think I paid quite a little bit more on this compared to the other expansion. So anyway, there's a lot of rambling and stuff for what came in the shipment yesterday. No wait, actually it doesn't justify. I have to bring out this last game. So I don't know. I'm just gonna leave you here. Maybe I'll cut this part out. And we are back. So what did I need to finish it up with? I bought this, the Victorian Mastermind. You're all playing bad guys during the Victorian days, pretty much in the same era as the Rise of Moloch. Also published by CMON. This is from Eric M. Lang. I've only noticed this game when I went about checking him out. Also designed by Antonio Boza. So we can see that this is actually a lighter game. There's one common board, individual player boards, and it's for 2 to 4 players. And but it's pretty heavy though. Do not see a lot. I don't think I see any miniatures here. But basically, these games kind of like intrigues me because like you're trying to play the bad guys, trying to get your objective, and then you're trying to like sabotage each other so that you don't win first by you're achieving your evil scheme. Wait, there are miniatures. There are miniatures here. See. Yeah. Okay, so this is one of the buys that I actually have been looking up for. It has been fluctuating from about 20 plus to $50. Definitely did not get this at $50. I probably like get it during the mid 20, maybe 20, $25. And that's where I'm comfortable with. Actually, this once fell all the way down to I think maybe $15 or $20, and I missed it. I kind of regret it, but well, I finally got it. But this is the one that I really must talk about. This is not a computer game. Yes, I know there's a computer game called Stardew Valley. I always couldn't misremember this as Starview Valley or something, but it's Stardew Valley. And it's a farming simulator computer game, but now a board game. It's about farming and friendship. Really? I thought you're competing against each other. It's a 1 to 4 players, so definitely soloable. It's crazy, it's crazy expensive too, So okay, so a little bit of background on this game. So it was out for a few years already, in fact. Then what happened was there was only one printing and it went out of stock. So after that, you could easily find this game over $100 US, on all type of platform. Even on Amazon, I think it's either out of stock or there'll be one person who sells it at 150 USD or something like that. And then like, it's just crazy. It really created a FOMO on me. And I went to check out what sort of game is this that, it's a computer game that doesn't even look good. I mean, okay, it's designed purposely with on purpose with all the 16-bit kind of look, but it's not a fantastic looking computer game. I mean, there are other better farming simulators like Animal Crossing, and the few others I couldn't remember the name of the hand, but this is not one of the better looking one. But despite so, there's a lot of popularity over this game, and I don't know why. But look at the graphics. The graphics looks real okay. It's like cute chicken, hen. There's a lot of vegetables. There's a cow. The characters looks a bit more modern and adult looking. Other than all the chibi kids and everything in most of the other farming simulators. There's also resource to collect. I guess there's some fishing to be done. Collecting rare minerals and stones, and digging out stuff, and crafting, of course, crafting. So the story still doesn't change. You know, your grandfather, grandmother, old farm need help. You know, I hire you, go there. You know, just get it up. You know, get things done, and then that's about it. Okay, so I have actually not really played this before I even plunged this in. So how I managed to get hold of this, despite that it cost a few, maybe $100, but I obviously didn't pay $100 for it. What happened was that they had a reprint. It's not a Kickstarter, it's kind of a reprint campaign, and then but you can only go to the campaign and you quickly make a purchase, and then once it's been close to target, they close it again, and like for eons, I don't know whether they will ever reprint this again. So FOMO kicks in, obviously, but I also thought that I might be interested to try a farming simulator game, since the only first one I have on my I don't know whether you count Agricola or Kavana or the type of games, farming simulators, but okay, this is Japanese farming simulators base game. Okay, the first one I have. So anyway, you don't see the board here, but do look out for it in other videos. I think I saw the video from Shut Up and Sit Down. This game's actually pretty cutthroat. It's like you can only afford to make that many mistakes before you find it spiraling down, and then you find that you cannot win the game. I have been told that is so, and I think if I'm wrong, maybe it's cooperative, maybe it's not competitive. That's why there is friendship. Otherwise it's just a friendship bracket breaker. Anyway, so this is what I really want to talk about, like adding the last bits in. So this is again, let me just say that this is designed by Co Maderos and Consonitep. I don't know, sorry, my pronunciation is really bad. Published by, I think this is probably his company, is Concerned Ape. That's Concerned Ape, yeah, because it looks like Concerned, yeah, I thought it's a Concerned Tape or something like that. So it's Concerned Ape, I guess. And I guess it's a very indie publisher. I've not heard of any other games from them. So this is published from 2016, but this is like the second edition. No, it's not second edition, it's the second print of the first same edition. Okay, so we have wonderful players. It's definitely solo over. Why 48 minutes? 45 minutes? How did they get that? I don't know. Why didn't they say it's an hour? Maybe they've done some testing, or maybe you won't survive for an hour. I wouldn't know. Okay, but anyway, thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Although I definitely one of the things I should need to do is cut down on my board game purchase. I'll probably need to also start selling away some of my board games, because I have far too much of it and not enough space. So this has a problem. Although I really want to talk about the problem, with all the collect shell and everything, but okay, maybe I'll leave that in another video. So thanks for watching, and yeah, maybe I will talk a little bit about Kickstarter on another video, because I have one upcoming Kickstarter which I'm quite interested, and there's some things to talk about that Kickstarter. Well, do you know which game is that? Well, have a guess. But till then, have a nice day, and I hope you enjoy your board gaming.